What's going on, people? Welcome back to Curtis Shaw TV, back with another live World Cup watch-along, and today the Battle of Britain will commence, people. Wales, aka Gareth Wales, against England. And listen, England need to put in a much better performance than the one that they put in against the US the other day, where they were pretty average, to be honest. Obviously, we'll be keeping check on Iran against the USA as well, that is on at the same time. And we now know that if England do win today and win the group, they will be playing against Senegal. Congratulations to them. They got through the group earlier today, beating Ecuador. So a massive result for them. Imagine if Sadio Mane was playing for them as well, people. So listen, looking forward to today's game. Hopefully a better game than the absolute snore fest that I had to watch the other day, unfortunately. So yeah, man, looking forward to this one. Hopefully better. Big up everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. That guy D, big up Curtis in the chat. Smash a like on the way in, people. You know the drill. Paul said he's smoking a big one. Listening to Big C. Big up yourself. Big up Retzel Midlands, tuning in from Thailand. Thanks for streaming. I go home to Leicester tomorrow. I'm all one solo travel for 10 days. Hey, listen, man. I respect it. I respect it. The world's a big place, man. I always think you should try your best to get around and see the world. So big up yourself, man. Party after party. Big C, I got the Rashford hit. Big C got the Rashford hit line under the cap. Listen, you know that's a pretty bad shape up, by the way, for Rashford. I can't lie, but listen, you know I'm a big fan of Rashford, and I'm hoping he performs well today. He is in the starting 11. Big up Gooner Gossip TV, long time, man. Hope you're well. Hey, Curtis, hope you're well. Hope the game is exciting tonight. Hope everything is going well for you. And we're all looking forward to Arsenal coming back, of course. Gooner 8 is going for 4-0 to Wales. I'm assuming you're a big Welsh fan. Or maybe you just don't like the England national team. Big up Chris, who said Cody Gakpo scored again. 3 goals in 3 games for him. Obviously, he's being heavily linked with Manchester United at the moment. Arsenal's name mentioned a little bit. But I think United are the front runners for him. Although I did hear Fabrizio Romano today saying that he doesn't think Gakpo will leave in January, that it's a deal they may do in the summer. Let's go through the England lineup. Big up Cody, Mystified. Big up Francis, who said, I'm glad to be here. Always enjoy your stream. Simply legendary. I appreciate that. Let's talk about the lineups, and then I'll get your reaction. Let's start with the England team. England have made a few changes. No Arsenal player in the starting 11 tonight for England. Is that a good thing? Are we happy? Are we glad they're rested, or are we disappointed? But anyway, Phil Foden comes into the team. Let's discuss the team. The defence, obviously the goalkeeper is the same. The defence has one change. Kyle Walker comes in for Kieran Trippier. Totally agree with that for me. I think Trippier he's not a bad right back. He's been decent in the Prem this season, but Kyle Walker, with that recovery pace, if you're playing against Mbappe or Vinicius Jr. or a left winger of that kind of quality, I would much rather Kyle Walker was playing against Mbappe than Kieran Trippier. So Walker comes in at right back, Luke Shaw at left back, Stones and Maguire carry on at centre back. I would actually say Maguire's been our best defender in this tournament, which, you know, fair play to him. He gets a lot of criticism. The midfield has changed slightly. Henderson comes in. Henderson will play in the defensive pivot next to Declan Rice. And Jude Bellingham is moved into the number 10 role, and Mason Mount is dropped. I have to say, Mason Mount, for me, needed to be dropped. I think he was awful in that last game. Phil Foden comes in on the right-hand side for Saka. And also Raheem Sterling comes out of the left-hand side for Marcus Rashford. And, of course, Harold continues through the middle. Of course, he wasn't going to drop Harold, as he needs a goal and he will be very keen on scoring. We can look at it one of two ways. He's taken out Sterling and Saka. So you would probably say, really, that he's rested them both. Listen, don't get me wrong. If Rashford comes in and rips it up, Sterling maybe doesn't get back in. If Foden has a great game, Saka maybe doesn't get back in. So I think the term is they've been rested. They both didn't play well against America. I have to admit, as an Arsenal fan, I'm not overly, upset about the fact that Saka's not playing. What I don't want is Saka to go to this World Cup, play like 6 games, get burnt out, and England end up losing in like the semi-final, and you send him back a fatigued, mentally stressed out Bukayo Saka back to Arsenal. So from a purely selfish point of view, I'm not overly disappointed that Saka's not playing, although I'm sure he will be a little bit disappointed. So, yeah, man. Chris said, Southgate, listen to your previous video, starting Foden and Rashford. 100%. Listen, anybody who watches this channel, you know that I think Foden is a top player, arguably England's best young player, if I'm being totally honest. As you can see, you look at that Manchester City team, how many young English players has Pep Guardiola pushed through? This is the only one, really. I think he's a top player. I think there's enough room for him to play in the 10 role and Saka to play on the right and Sterling to play on the left. So I don't think it has to be one or the other. So, listen, I actually think that's a decent lineup. I'm surprised a little bit Bellingham's been put in the 10, but maybe just wants a bit more stability in the team. Big up Broads in the chat who said, come on, do it for His Majesty. Oh, he's coming in on the... Someone said, do it for... Man said, and then he's come in, His Emperor Majesty Haile Selassie. I'm more like... Selassie Jah Rastafari. Thomas, thank you for the super chat. Tell me why Rambo is not in goal. It's interesting, isn't it? Because I thought, if you're going to change the team, can you not change the goalkeeper? That's the thing with Gareth Southgate. You know, he's got massive favourites. You know, I'm going to rest players and rotate, but he won't take out Maguire, he won't take out Stones, he won't take out Pickford, and he ain't taking out Harry Kane, that is for sure. So, yeah, we're gonna have, but big up Thomas with the super chat. We are gonna keep an eye on the America against Iran game as well. Got a couple screens going on here, so we will keep an eye on that one as well. Obviously, that's a massive game. If Iran get a draw, they will potentially qualify if Wales don't beat England. So I think it's a pretty strong England team. I'm not gonna lie. Foden on the right, Rashford on the left, Bellingham in the 10 with Kane up front. Defensive stability with Henderson and Declan Rice. So we'll have to see with that one. Chris said, Curtis, don't you know how Laurie's doing? Laurie's getting better, people. I've been speaking to him. I believe he is still going to be in hospital for at least a few more days, but he is on the recovery, on the road to recovery, should I say. So get well soon, Laurie. Andrew said, smash the like button, people. Dodging tornadoes in Mississippi, watching the World Cup with C Unit. Hope you're all safe and well, man. I know the weather can get a little bit crazy, man. So, yeah. Chris said, if Foden ever went to Arsenal, would you drop Saka or Martinelli? No, I wouldn't. I would get him in there. It'd be Odegaard would be the one that I'd be looking at and put Foden in the 10 role. I think long-term Foden will play in that 10 role. Gunnar Vettel, love to hear it. Get well soon, Laurie. Big up, man. Big up, Laurie, man. He'll be back, I'm sure, on the channel soon. Gunnar, have you seen the Marcus Thuram link? I haven't seen that. I will be back tomorrow with an Arsenal video, and also tomorrow we will be doing Argentina against Poland at 3 o'clock. I'll be live about 2:40. Obviously, Messi chasing that World Cup, man. It's going to be absolute scenes. AO said, Morata to Arsenal. Listen, that's a end the stream, Dave. Word to expressions, man. Morata ever comes to Arsenal, I'm done. I'll retire. I respect his hustle, though. I saw Broads put up a post the other day about Morata saying, listen, you have to respect his hustle. When you look at the man's career, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Juventus and Chelsea, and a Spanish national team player, you have to respect the hustle. You know, don't hate the player, hate the game type of thing. Let me quickly show you the Welsh team. The players are on the pitch. So I will do them the courtesy of reading out their team. Danny Ward in goal. Ben Davis, Chris Mepham, Joe Rodon, Nico Williams, Aaron Ramsey, Ethan Ampadu, Joe Allen, Gareth Bale, Dan James, and Kiefer Moore. Listen, it's a hard-working, sufficient or efficient team. But I have to admit, man, like, if England can't beat that team and win the group, you got to ask real question marks of where they're going as a nation. I know Wales are going to be fired up for this. Listen, it's a battle of Britain. I totally get it. Danny Ward in goal. I don't think he's great at Leicester. Ben Davies at Tottenham, one of their weak defenders, really. Chris Mepham, I don't even know who he plays for. Joe Rodon was at Tottenham. Williams is at Forest. Ramsey's at the back end of his career. Ampadu's average. Joe Allen's in the Championship. Gareth Bale likes golf. Dan James is a speedboat with no driver. Kiefer Moore's a pretty decent target man, but come on. You know, England should be brushing this Welsh team. But anything can happen in football, and the fact that Wales are going to be so fired up for this game is what can make it an equal playing field. You know, that passion and that drive maybe gives them an opportunity, you know. Gunnar Gossip said, I'm sorry I've missed some of your streams. You bring a smile to my face. You have such a great personality. I was wondering if you'd like to come on my channel sometime. Yeah, drop me a message, man. Always happy to come on people's channel, man. Give me a shout. Appreciate your kind words. Premier League game, says Jow. Yeah, listen. Like you said, a number of them do play in the Premier League. I just want to see, who does that Chris Mepham play for? Chris Mepham plays for... he plays for Bournemouth. He is in the Prem. I don't really know much about him, but Wales need to win by 4 to go through. Is that right? Wales need to win by 4. Let me just get the groups up. If they need to win by 4, they're done, mate. They ain't scoring 4 goals. Let me quickly get the groups up. We're about to kick off. A minute from kickoff. So Wales are on -2. They could qualify if Iran draw. I don't know how it works. No, I'm not sure. So maybe they do. They're going to have to score quite a few anyway. But I think England should win this. I'm going to go for 2-0 to England, people. Give me your score predictions down below. We are about to kick off. I'm going for a 2-0 England victory. I think they'll keep a clean sheet. Wales just lost 2-0 to Iran as both teams take the knee. And Wales about to kick off. I'm going for a 2-0 win for England. Give me your score predictions in the comments. And we are underway, people. We are underway. Big up C Unit, said Stefan. Jamar saying 2-1 England. Family Podcast saying 3-0. Bias Schooner said Iran have to lose or draw. Wales have to beat us by 4 goals. So, yeah, they're not doing that. They'll be lucky to have 4 shots on target. But listen. Stranger things have happened in football. England lost to Iceland, and I never thought I'd see that. Matt Anderson, big up from Toronto. Just know you're the only Gooner YouTube channel I highly rate. I appreciate that, man. Listen, there are lots of other good channels as well, but I'll take the compliment, man. Big up yourself, Matt. Hope you're well over there in the 6. Salam says 3-1 to England. Marcin Bolivian says 2-2 draw. Chris said, who's better, Saka or Foden? I would say, if you're talking natural technical ability, Foden. But I think Saka has done more than Foden, if you know what I mean. So if you're asking me who the better player is, I'd say Foden is the better player. But I think Saka's had the better individual career at this point. Maybe not in terms of trophies in the cabinet because he plays for Man City, but Saka, I think, has been a bigger player for Arsenal than Foden has for Man City. You know, he's been Player of the Year twice, big goals, big moments. So that's how I would probably put it. Chris said, would you rather have Eddie Nketiah or Morata? I mean, it's a horrendous question, really. I suppose... I mean, listen, Morata's probably better than Eddie, but do you know what? Because of the circumstances, I would say Eddie, because if we get Morata, that means we're buying him for money, which would give me absolute head loss. He's probably on £100,000+ a week, which gives me more head loss. He's a Chelsea reject, that's even me. I'm done. And then he's about 30, so you're not going to be able to sell him. So... because of the circumstances, I would rather keep Eddie than sign Morata. It's a horrendous question, though. You know, it's an absolutely terrible question. But yeah, they're both pretty, you know, let me not say too much, but I wouldn't want any of them, to be honest. Bias Gunner said Foden wouldn't have carried Arsenal the way Saka has. Foden is better, but put him in a worse team. He's not going to carry a team like Saka can. Yeah, and that's what I would say. I totally agree with that. Foden in Man City in that great team looks incredible, though. But I don't think he could carry the weight and responsibility that Saka has at times in this England team. Lauren's going for 2-1 to England. Terence saying time out. Chris, it's a bad question, man. You know, it's like your mum offering you 2 dinners that you don't like. You know, it's which one's worse kind of thing. Ish said, don't disrespect the number 14. Here's Rashford. Oh, heavy challenge. I'll tell you what, Harry Kane will be desperate to score a goal in this game. Mackenzie said 2-1 to Wales. Alvin said Morata is a Spanish Yaya Sanogo. Dial Square said we would have more chance of selling a 35-year-old Morata than Eddie. It's crazy. Teams wanted Eddie. You know, West Ham wanted Eddie. Palace wanted Eddie. That's why I felt we should have cashed him. But it is what it is. I have to admit, Morata's agent has performed some miracles in his career because, you know, he started at Real Madrid. He looked decent there. Got the move to Chelsea. And from that point, it was always like, is anybody ever going to realise this guy's not that good? But he keeps getting big moves. Assassin said, big up Curtis, instantly heard Jermaine Genius on commentary and muted, relying on you, Big C. I mean, listen, funnily enough, right, I went to school with Jermaine Genius' cousin. Jermaine Genius is a Nottingham boy as well. I've met him a few times. You know, I got to admit, man, when he's on the commentary, it's mute. It's straight mute business. I'm sorry, you know, it's one of them. There's a few commentators that, as soon as I hear him on the commentary, it's getting muted. Instant. Ish said, Big C, Juve are in trouble. The whole of the Juventus board has resigned. Apparently, they're in massive financial problems, and they were relying on the Super League to sort of fix it. So, could we start, you know, cherry-picking players from Juventus? Maybe Vlahovic ends up coming to us after all. I like Weston McKennie's performance the other day. I thought he looked really good for America. I wouldn't mind going for him. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. We'll do an Arsenal stream tomorrow. And then we'll do the watch-along, Poland against Argentina. Are there penalties at the end of the game? Nah, not in the groups. Nothing in the groups. Gonna gossip, do you think England will win the World Cup? No, I got to be honest, I don't. I think they've got a team that should be able to win the World Cup. I got to be honest. I just don't think that this manager can get this team over the finish line. I just don't. There's going to be times where you need tactics from your manager, and I just don't think he's that guy. England should have won the Euros, but they were 1-0 up, and he decided to try and defend for 90 minutes and messed it up. So, yeah, England, team's good enough to win it, but I don't think they will. Malaysian Guna said I'd take Vlahovic and McKennie. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. Who else is there in Juventus? Not sure. Locatelli's not bad, but, he's made it clear, really, he doesn't want to play in England. There ain't a lot else. Vlahovic, Chiesa-ish, yeah. He's a very, very good player. He's just had a big injury, though. Stackademic said, big up Kurt, who's your dark horse to win it all? The dark horse to win it all, I think, they're not a dark horse, but you could say Portugal. I think they're a team that no one's tipping. And just that Ronaldo, I thought Bruno Fernandes was fantastic yesterday. My dark horse at the start of the tournament was Uruguay. Not so much a team that I thought could win it, but a team that I thought would go quite far. When you look at the players they've got on paper, they've been really poor in this competition. They might even get knocked out of the group stage. So, Croatia are another team as well that seem to always find a way to get to the latter stages. Got a lot of know-how. Ish said CR7 trying to claim the Bruno goal. I mean, FIFA awarded it to Bruno. I don't know if anybody's read, but apparently Portugal are launching like a full investigation to get that goal back to Ronaldo. I'm thinking, that Ronaldo has gone to the Portuguese Federation and said, listen, I don't care what lawyers, solicitors I've got to pay for. You make sure I get that goal. I have to admit, when they did the still image, it looked like it might have flicked off his hair or something. But yeah, he was starving for that goal. Chris said, but Curtis, you don't rate Bruno Fernandes. No, let me make it clear. Bruno Fernandes is a good player. I can't stand him when he plays for Man United because he's a cheat, and I'm sorry, he is. He dives, he rolls around. He's a dirty player. He's one of them players that if he doesn't play for your team, you can't stand him. If he plays for your team, you probably like him. I have to admit, Bruno, I would go as far to say he's been one of the best players in this competition. I think somebody said the other day, I forget who was asking it on, I think ITV was saying, who's been players of the tournament so far. I think Bruno Fernandes is one of the players of the tournament. Seems a lot different playing for Portugal than I've seen him for a while for Man United. But I can't stand him. But he is a very good player. He's been poor for Man United for about a year, I think. Chris said from one angle, you can clearly see it's nowhere near Ronaldo's head. His celebration was epic. From when he never went, "See!" in the World Cup, or did that one, where he does that. From when he never did that, I'm like, bro, you didn't score. Because you're scoring in the World Cup, probably your last ever World Cup. You're going to celebrate every single goal that you score. And he just didn't celebrate properly. So something told me, I wonder if Ronaldo didn't touch that and he's trying to pull a fast one. Ray said if Ronaldo didn't use that much gel, he would have scored that goal. The gel made his hair too flat, man. He couldn't reach it. Anyway, I know we're off topic here. Let me do you the honour of commentating a little bit on the game. Although England doing what England do at the moment, having a bit of a snore fest. Ish said he would tell Piers Morgan. It's one of them, innit? It's one of them. Io said about Ronaldo, Curtis, being jobless could lead to you stealing. Oh, Marcus Rashford should have scored. Oh, Rashford, great chance. Lovely little pass there from Kane. I feel like Rashford let the goalkeeper get too close to him. First big chance of the game. Marcus Rashford. Just as I looked up there, Kane, I think that was, little through ball to Rashford. And Danny Ward came running off his line. I felt Rashford They always say, right, that if you're going to let the keeper get close to you, normally you have to lift it over him. Because when the goalkeeper gets close to you, he's just going to, Oh, I've only just realised I'm about 5 seconds behind. I must have paused it. He's got to finish that, Rashford. And listen, you know me, people, I like Rashford. But if that's in the knockout stages and you're playing Brazil or you're playing Portugal or France, you've got to score that. You have to score that. And he's on the green screen as well, you know what I mean? Try to big him up, put him on the green screen. He's got to do better. Here's Phil Foden. Gets the ball out wide. Kyle Walker, Man City link-up. Edge of the box, Henderson whips it in. Not a great cross, cleared at the near post. England's starting to put some pressure on Wales now. English Timo Werner said ghosted. Jay Mystery calls him Trashford. Efu said England will be out. Listen, in this sort of competition, like I said, better teams in the latter stages, you have to score that. It's a big, big chance. They haven't showed you the replay of it yet as the ball hasn't gone out. Smokey said your commentary is lit. Hey, big up, bro. Appreciate that. Assassin said the families of the Iran team have been threatened with imprisonment if the players do not sing the national anthem against the US. I mean, I didn't see whether they sang it or not. But I appreciate the update, Assassin. Crozil said, how hyped are you for Smith Rowe's comeback? Listen, it's I know we've said it before. It'll be like a new signing for us. Emile Smith Rowe is the equivalent of a 40-odd, I don't know how much he would cost, but he would cost a fair amount of money. He's about 20, 21, England international, attacking player, 10 Premier League goals last year. That's like a £45 million, £50 million player coming back. So I'm extremely hyped for Smith Rowe to come back. If we get Smith Rowe back, if we get a better Fabio Vieira, who at the moment, I'm going to be totally honest, I'm not convinced by him. And if we can go and get 2 new signings, then, I think we're cooking in the second half of the season. Please do the Wenger. Listen, I did not see it. Look, if we can find players, we will do it. But anyway, let me move on. Gary said, England remind me of how Arsenal used to play. Boring, backwards and sideways. Yeah, Stack, you know what I was thinking then? How much is Smith Rowe worth? And then I'm thinking Fabio Vieira costs 35 million. Smith Rowe would be more than him. He's English. He plays in the Prem. So I reckon at least 50 M's for for Smith Rowe. Perfect Wenger. Ryan said, big up Curtis, finally catching a live stream again. Working as a policeman has got my mission all his streams. Oh, damn, I better be careful what I say then, Ryan. I better not corrupt myself, but no, big up yourself, man. I'm doing a job, looking after the communities, man. Big up yourself. Do the Harry Kane impression. Listen, if I did the Harry Kane impression, I'd probably, there'd be dribble all over the camera and everything. I don't think I can do that. I'll have to get Darren Farley on, man, to do that one. I'm going to get him on, actually, hopefully before Christmas. Free kick there to England, handball, Nico Williams. In swinging corner. Big up, Nick. Hope you're well. Ray said, can't wait for ESR to come back. Finally, we have some threat and menace off the bench. Yeah, we haven't had enough to come off the bench, man. E. Ross, double English tax, 70 million, Curtis, for Smith Rowe. Well, I wouldn't mind. Not that I would want to sell him, of course. Big up Reedy, man, who said, big up Big C. My missus from Wales, so I could be getting the silent treatment if we get a result. I think Wales can... I can safely say I think they can book their flights. I think they'll be flying home tomorrow. They ain't getting a 4-0 win. Free kick to England. Left-hand side, Luke Shaw and Rashford over it. I reckon Luke Shaw will take this. Don't often see Rashford cross a ball in. He knuckleballs everything, don't he? Crossing situation. Luke Shaw with the away swinger. Left-hand side, not a bad ball. That to the back post. Free header, though. Comes out to Foden. Edge of the penalty area on his left foot. Terrible shot. That is an awful shot. I've just been bigging Foden up for the start of the game. That's a terrible... It looked like he almost toe-poked it. It's a horrible shot. Ryan said, nah, bro, I'm based in Germany. Feel free to go crazy on the stream. Yeah, I would have anyway. Let's be real. But big up yourself, man. Keep doing your work. Big up Corey, man. I hope you're well. Jay Mystery, I want to see Bellingham at the carpet. Yeah, listen, I would... That last game, he was poor. But the first game, he was unbelievable. So... Yeah, listen, I'd love to see Jude Bellingham at Arsenal. I can't lie, but he'd be very, very expensive. And I'm just not sure whether we could convince... Danny Ward with the worst goal kick you've ever seen. He's smiling about it. I'm not sure if he slipped as he went to kick it. Colo said, Curtis, more of Wenger's voice, please. I love him so much. I named my first child Arsene. Oh, my day. That's some serious Arsene Wenger love, man. That is. Don't do it. Look, I think if we can find a player in January, we will do it. That's about it, I reckon. Clement said, I won't get excited until Mudryk is holding up the scarf at Colney, or Fabrizio Romano says, here we go. Let's hope so, man. Tomorrow's key games... Denmark, Australia, Argentina, Poland. Yeah, I'll be doing the Argentina watch-along tomorrow, 3 p.m. kickoff. Lionel Messi could actually be getting knocked out of the tournament if they lose tomorrow. But equally could win the group if they win. El Marlo said, I'm glad Qatar has taken the record of being worst performing hosts other than the South Africans. They've took it off you. Finally take it. They're the records that you don't mind losing, you know. Cody Mystified, how's your stream 2 minutes ahead? I'm watching on iPlayer. I don't know, these delays are crazy, aren't they, man? Ivan said, because of English tax, Eddie is worth about 2 million. Oh, dear. 21% possession for Wales. England dominating. They've had one decent chance. Still haven't showed it on the replay. Kane flicks it on. Tackled. Luke Shaw wins it back. Here's Harry Kane. That's a free kick. This is not a bad shooting position for England now. Poor challenge on him there. Khalid said, man, seriously went to see the Pope on deadline day. The streets won't forget. Remember that when Wenger, we were like, that was the year when I think we was saying, are we going to sign Rabiot? And I think Cavani. I'm sure we were looking at Cavani and Rabiot. And Wenger went to see the Pope and didn't buy anyone. That brother didn't care, He did not care about transfers. Clement said Qatar are the first host nation to lose all 3 group games. It was always going to be tough for them, let's be real. Oh, they did show it on the replay, yeah. I'll be okay, fair enough. Free kick to England, about, I would say, 27, 28 yards out. They've got about 4 players standing over the ball, which is unnecessary. Henderson, I mean, I don't know. And Declan Rice, oh, come on. I've never seen these men score free kicks. Luke Shaw's over it as well. I'm surprised Kane is not starving for this free kick. Especially as he hasn't scored yet. Declan Rice, has something been going on in training? Is Declan Rice just scoring bangers in training or something? They've got 4 players over the ball. They're obviously going to try something they've worked on. Corey said, do you think any of the elite European clubs would look at Senegal coach Aliou Cisse? I mean, you know how the team goes. Probably not. But he's doing a good job. What are they done here? Luke Shaw whips it to the back post. Maguire, I mean, all of that. And it goes out for a goal kick. I mean, they had 4 players around the ball. Oh, yeah, let's do a revolutionary free kick. It's going to confuse them so much. Okay, I'm just going to lay it off to Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's going to whip it to the back post. And Slabhead's going to try and head it in. It's not that revolutionary, is it? You know, Gareth Southgate, how long did that take you to work on in training? That's a shocking free kick. Khalid said I would take Rice, by the way. Listen, Declan Rice. The problem with Declan Rice is how much money he's going to cost. West Ham are asking for, I think they wanted 100 mil for him. They're saying 70, 80 mil because he's got a year left. I just wouldn't pay £80 million for Declan Rice. I don't see the value in him, to be honest. But somebody's going to pay it for him in the summer. Curtis, off topic, do you reckon players in the England camp are asking Ramsdale and Saka about Arsenal? Listen, in these international tournaments, players will all be talking. What's it like at Arsenal? What's Arteta like? You know, what's training like? What time do you finish? How many days off do you get? These are natural questions that players will be asking, you know. There'll be players like Bellingham, like Declan Rice, in that England squad that will be thinking they could leave in the summer. So these clubs they'll all do it. That's like the first thing you do when you're thinking about a club, you ring a player or you ask a player who plays for them, what's it like over there? So, you know, Mason Mount's just turned down a contract from Chelsea. I'm sure other English clubs will be looking at him as well. So they'll all be having that conversation. Rice without the peas. I'm telling you, man. I don't quite see the hype around Declan Rice. I think he's a decent player. I don't want anybody to think I'm saying he's a bad player. He's a decent player. But he's not no £100 million midfielder. Albie said, have you upgraded the jacuzzi? Yeah, you know, they go, listen, mate, Ronaldo told me about that chef. I don't know if I can go to Man United if you're still cooking the same dinners from 2004, you know. Yeah, anyone watching, keep us updated. I will try and check in on it as well. I believe it's on. Let me just see. I had the other channel. Is it on BBC Three, isn't it? The other game. Let me just check. Oh, no, it's not. It must be on the red button. Where even is the game? I don't even know where the game is. Or is it on BBC Two? Oh, it's on BBC Two. There we go. It's probably a more exciting game than this one. Straight away. America whipping the ball in, cleared. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me. That's probably a better game than the England game. It's on BBC Two. But we're back to the England game. I'm going to keep switching between the two, especially if England carry on playing like this. Rice is like Grealish. He looks like a world beater around average players. Put him in a team with stars, he will get lost. It's crazy, isn't it? That Grealish move doesn't get spoken about often. I actually think Grealish has been a flop at Manchester City. I think because Man City win a lot of the time, it's not spoken about. I mean, I see a stat the other day. This season, he's got 1 goal and no assists. 1 goal and no assists in 10 games so far. Is pretty awful. And another 6 Champions League games. So 16 games. 1 goal and no assists for Jack Grealish. £100 million player. It's crazy. Iran v USA is more at stake than Wales-England. Yeah, because I didn't realise Wales had to win 4-0. They're going to be out. They're going to be done and dusted. That Iran-America game is going to be crazy for on the pitch reasons and off the pitch. Is Man City's version of Pepe? Yeah. It's a good point. I don't think Grealish fully fits into that Manchester City system because Pep's system is so organised. This is how we're going to play. Tiki-taka, get the ball to Haaland and bag. Grealish is a bit of an individual. You know, at Villa, he used to get the ball and run at people and drive. He was brilliant at Villa, to be fair. Pep messed up when he let Sterling go and bought Grealish. Yeah, downgrade for me. Sold Sterling for 45, bought Grealish for 100. Sterling's better than Grealish. Chris said, Curtis, what club in England do you believe will take Southgate as their manager? Mate, he'll be I don't know, Southampton, somewhere like that. Maybe even lower. He ain't getting no team in the top half, in my opinion. I don't think he's rated, even though he's done well with England. Here's Rashford, left-hand side, knuckleball pending. Yep, he's knocked someone out. He has absolutely knocked his head off Nico Williams. I knew the knuckleball was on its way. Rashford absolutely loves a knuckleball, don't he? Even a 5-yard pass, I think he knuckleballs it. Almalo, Colo Torre, the new Wigan manager. Yeah, man, big up Colo Torre. Yeah. You have to bit this, and that dancing song is legendary. I don't care. Big up Colo Torre, man. He was assistant manager, I believe, at Leicester with Brendan Rodgers. He's got himself the Wigan job, and listen, I hope he does well there. Hopefully, Arsenal can build a connection with him. Maybe we can drop 1 or 2 players there on loan and help him out. Are Wigan are in the Championship as well? Yeah, so where are they in the Championship? I'm assuming they're struggling if they've appointed him. 3rd from bottom. Yeah, good luck to Colo Torre at Wigan, man. Drop him a couple of youngsters over there, man. Take Eddie if you want. Grealish, 100 mil is the definition of English tax, 100%. Big up Colo. Yeah, Rashford's taken off Nico Williams' head with the knuckleball. He's mashed him up. Why did they ever think he would fit in at City? I said for a long time, right, I thought with Grealish, Man City were trying to sign a poster boy. For as big as Man City are, they don't really have a poster boy. They don't have a player that I feel like kids growing up would be like, yo, I want to put his name on the back of my shirt, or I want to, like growing up, people would flick up the collar to be like Cantona. They would pull their socks up to be like Thierry Henry. These players had something about them. I feel like Man City, they're just a kind of boring club with really good players. And as Khalid said, Gucci Gang Grealish, the low socks, the headband, poster boy. I think that's what they tried to create with him, but he's done better in the Boohoo Man adverts than he has on the pitch for Man City, to be fair. Yeah, maybe Haaland. A lot of kids nowadays, with the tie up and stuff, copying him and stuff. So maybe he's going to do that. Popularity signing. They thought, get an English poster boy, and that'll help with shirt sales and that. We ain't done nothing, really. I have to admit, this game, 25 minutes gone, another pretty boring England match, which is a shame. I was hoping for a bit of goals and excitement. Rashford loses the ball. Nico Williams has recovered. I thought he got knocked out by that knuckleball. And Wales have barely got into the England half. I'm actually going to turn over. Not permanently, but just going to have a look. I think this game's better than the England game from what I've seen. America on the attack again. Yeah, Sean, another snore fest. Absolute snore fest again. Another one, DJ Khaled business. Yeah, it's a poor game. I don't know what it is about England. People saying in the chat the other day, this is arguably England's best team since 2002. And yet, when I watch them, there's just no excitement at all. Odioni was tearing it up at Villa at the time. He was worth it. Even at Villa, I didn't think he was a 100 million player. If you'd have paid 60, 70 for him, I would have maybe understood because he was on form. But 100 M's? Nah, man. Nah. He ain't a 100 million player for me. The only way we're getting rid of Eddie is if we put in a condition requirement for buying Saka, Jesus, Saliba or Martinelli. Listen, man, Eddie will be at Arsenal, I think, for a long time. Do you know what? If Eddie leaves, he will go on his terms because Eddie has a real belief in himself. He'll probably knock on Arteta's door and say, yo, why am I not starting? I want to leave. That might be the only way. Foden gives the ball away. That's poor. Outgate, they're calling him. Grealish has been good this season. I mean, listen, I've watched a few games and he's looked all right, but 16 games, 1 goal, no assist, 100 million. I know it's not all stats, and sometimes the eye test, you can do a bit, but 16 games, 1 goal, no assists. Jazz said, big up Big C, tuning from Nairobi. Happy that Senegal have gone through. Africa well repped. Now, all the best to you and England. Listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I want England to win, right? I do want England to win, of course. But I don't get caught up on them too much. Like, because I'm used to them letting me down as a fan. So, latter stages, mate, you may see me with a Brazil shirt on or a French shirt. I think every Arsenal fan kind of likes France as well. And we all kind of like Brazil growing up, that's for sure. I'm glad to see a few of the African nations progressing as well. Yeah, if Senegal had Mane, I think Senegal would trouble England if England win the group and play them in the next round. A lot of people have been saying best team since 2002, but don't look like it. Stackademic said England Hotspur. Wales in possession. I'll do my best to stay awake for this snore fest that we're watching. What do you think of Marcus Thuram? Looks lively. I believe he's a free agent in the summer. So I know a lot of clubs will be looking at him. Gary said, did you see Arteta with his arm around Eddie at training? Man loves him so much. What does he see in him that nobody else can see? I don't get it. I think he just likes people with good attitude, who work hard, who run a lot, you know. Sometimes them players go far. Dan James with a yellow card. He's clattered into John Stones. Oh, ay. It's a nasty one, that. Pep will be fuming with that one. France are like PSG. Brazil are like Real Madrid. Yeah, teacher's pet settings, man. Honestly, I might end up watching the America game. This is a disgrace of a game. America look like they're dominating that game. It even looks more exciting when I turn over. Like, Emmerdale's on the other channel. I might put that on if this carries on. I want a non-European team to win, hopefully from South America, says Jay. Gunavettel said, imagine an England versus Brazil final. Curtis sitting there with a Brazil shirt. That would be a great final, I can't lie. Maybe England will play better when they're playing against teams that attack them a little bit more and the game opens up a little bit, you know? I think Eddie works hard and shuts up. Yeah, listen, you've all seen it within your job, or there's people there you think, you're not that good, but you're on time, you work hard, you know, you offer the manager, do you want a coffee, boss? Yeah, I'll have one. Yeah, okay. Oh, thanks, Eddie. You're a great guy, you are. Yeah, we're going out for drinks on Friday. You know, do you want to come? Yeah, I'll come along. You know them people in the office, man. He's one of them guys. Gaffer, do you want me to pick the cones up? Yeah, do you want anything from Tesco? I'm going for lunch. Yeah, oh, what a great guy. Give him a 5-year deal. You know what I mean? One of them guys, man. We've all been there. Chris said I work with about 15 Eddies. You know how it goes, man. Assassin said Ismail Assar. Yeah, he's looked good, man. I know Ben Foster always bangs on about how good he is. Maguire has a shot and it goes out for a throw-in. And I think that's probably the most excitement we've seen in this game so far. Harry Maguire in the box, left foot. I don't know if it's a shot or a cross. I don't think he knows either. I don't know if that was the fridge or the freezer, but Slabhead puts the ball out for a throw. Ray said, might watch his son's Peppa Pig shows. Dun, 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 dun. I'm telling you, it'd be more exciting than this. This is a shocker. Rashford tries to find Kane, gives it away. Oh, wow, look at that. Henderson just volleying the ball to no one. Book your plane tickets, man. I'm telling you, England might be home real quick playing like this. It's a Wales team that just lost 2-0 to Iran. And England, why is the football so bad? How many watch-alongs for this final round for groups will you do? I'm not sure, you know. Like I said, I'm still cherry-picking at the moment. If there's a game where somebody is already qualified, I may not cover it. Like the Argentina game tomorrow, there's a lot riding on that, so we'll do that. Who's worse, Curtis, England or Belgium? I mean, you got to say Belgium just because of where they are in the groups. England should still qualify, even if they draw this game. But if they win the group, Senegal will be difficult for them because they're better than Wales, and they don't look good against Wales. Southgate out. Machiavelli, do you see any Arsenal player winning the World Cup? The Brazil or the French? One of them may win it, but will Saliba get a kick if it's France, you know? Do a watch-along for all the games with Arsenal players featuring support the team. Listen, not many of them are actually getting starts at the moment. That's the problem, you know, not getting that much game time. Do you still do watch-alongs on DR? Yeah, the odd one. I've done 2 this week. I think I may do 1 or 2 next week as well. So, yeah, I'll still be on there every now and then. England are almost... Honestly, Martin, you're spot on. You're absolutely spot on. England are almost unwatchable. The worst watch-along I've done of this whole World Cup so far was England-USA, and already this game is shocking. This is an absolute shocker of a game. I think Nico Williams is done. So Rashford couldn't score a goal, but he's given Nico Williams concussion, I think. So I think that's all he learnt from Cristiano Ronaldo is how to knuckleball. But he goes a bit too far with it. He does it every time. He's took Nico Williams' head off, and he's probably got concussion now. And yep, he's getting subbed off. Jamal said, I miss watching Arsenal play. So do I, man. So do I. I think Arsenal... Well, we'll talk about it tomorrow, but Arsenal are set to play a friendly this week against Watford. Brandon said, Big C, do you think Belgium are the Spurs of international football? Apparently the golden generation, but they've won nothing. Yeah, you could say that. Belgium Hotspurs, you know, no trophies. Assassin said, Curtis, is it because Southgate got a lot of players with the talents? That's why his coaching skills are poor. The thing is, what I don't understand with Southgate, right, is that Southgate got the under-21 job, and usually the England under-21 manager would be a good coach, because that's the whole point. You want a coach that can teach the young players. So they said he was a good coach with the under-21s. So now you've got the full national team. You've got all these quality attacking players, and you can't do anything with them. You know, what's the problem? Why is he so defensive? Why not have a go and just play on the front foot? Nico Williams looks upset. I'm sure he was saying there, I don't want to come off. But when there is a risk of concussion, the doctor just can't risk it. Like, you know, if something happened to him, he'll lose his job. So he's going to get taken off. He'll be devastated. Obviously, Wales, if they don't win this game, they're out of the World Cup. They haven't qualified for over 50 years. So who knows when they're going to reach another World Cup. And Williams is coming off. Sad for him. He's, you know, Nottingham Forest player. So he'll be devastated to be coming off, but can't take the chance. Marcus Rashford, you got a lot to answer for, man. Couldn't score when you was one-on-one with the goalkeeper, but you've just knuckleballed and give a man concussion. It's all mad, people. Feel a bit gutted for him, to be fair. Nico Williams, man. You can tell he didn't want to come off either, but it's one of them. Curtis, if Cruz signed for Spurs, played against Arsenal in the Champions League final, who are you rooting for? I said this before. I said, listen, man, I want him to win the match ball, hat trick, but he's got to take that L, man. I'm afraid he's got to take the L. I can't. I just one way to do. I can't celebrate Spurs winning the Champions League. He's got to take the L. He'll understand. You know, man of the match, take the match ball home. But you've got to take the L, I'm afraid. You know, I'll have the Arsenal shirt on. After the game, you can come and celebrate with us, you know, with your Man of the Match trophy. It's a great question, though, by the way. Oh, dear. I wanted to see Maddison play today. Yeah, hopefully he comes on. Free Trent. I mean, Trent must sit there in his hotel room, right? Trent must think to himself, right, look in his trophy cabinet and think, right, I've won the Champions League, I've won the Prem, I've won the League Cup, I've won the FA Cup. I've got everything in that trophy cabinet. We've called him a generational right back, one of the best ball... Aye, that's good football. Oh, wow. If England score this goal of the tournament, oh, Foden puts it over. That was a fantastic move there. Bellingham, Kane, and Foden, but he misses it. Yeah, Trent. Trent must sit in his room and think, you got man like Kieran Trippier, who's probably, well, he won a league at Atletico, but he must think, bro, I've won every trophy and got man like Trippier playing right back ahead of me. He's just there for vibes. I feel like he's just there to cross the ball in training so people can head it in. It's sad. I think I read that Trent's got American family. So he could have played for America, really, but he's already represented England, so he's stuck. It's a shame. If Reece James was fit, I don't even know if Trent would have got in the England squad. I think he would have taken Walker, Trippier, and Reece James. So, yeah, it's mad. It's mad. He's so defensive, though, as a coach. He's never going to appreciate what Trent can do. You get a new manager who'll probably start for England. Here's Rashford. England on the counter-attack. What's he got? Go past him. Get at him. Get at him. Get at him. Drive. You're running into traffic. Does well. Declan Rice. This is where, look, the attack slows down. Slows down and they go sideways. I wonder if Trent will end up playing centre midfield, you know. I think he may end up going back to his Rashford. Oh, goes for a bicycle kick. And it's wide. Apparently America have scored. Let's turn over. Let's go over to Chris Kamara. Unbelievable, Jeff. Unbelievable. Ball whipped in. Header across goal. And United States of America take the lead. We're watching the wrong game here, I'm telling you. Who's that? It's Christian Pulisic. We were talking about him yesterday. He's been linked with a move to Arsenal. We were all saying, no, we don't want him. Sergio Dest with the header. And Pulisic with the goal. Captain America himself. The LeBron James of soccer. I'll take him at Arsenal on loan till the end of the season. Shameless settings, man. United States of America take the lead. And actually, does that put America above England? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. The draw would still keep America top. Yeah. So it's actually a good result for England. Pulisic. Don't want any Pulisic, big city. Yeah, yesterday I said, no, don't want him. Nice, scored. I'm like, take him on loan till the summer. Chelsea wouldn't do that anyway. I think they're selling him or they won't let him go. Always rated Captain America. Listen, I did say on yesterday's stream, and I'm not going to cap, I did say that I rate him as a player, but he's too injury prone. And he's on big wages as well. But 1-0 to America, people. 1-0 to America against Iran. Corner to England. And again, for any people who suffer from insomnia and struggle to sleep, just watch this first 40 minutes of this England game and you will be fast asleep. This is an absolute snore fest. Foden with, that corner was so high, it came down with snow on it. Can they retain possession? Henderson, it's a poor pass. But England win a corner. Oh, is Pulisic down injured? I saw somebody getting treatment, so he got whacked after scoring. So he may actually come off. Yeah, I think he collided with the goalkeeper after scoring. So 1-0 to America against Iran. That game seems a bit... Anyone fancy a pint? It's dragging on a bit. We'll all meet, man. We'll all meet at the pub, everyone. It'd be better than this snorefest. England are so bad to watch. We are literally like selling this England squad short by allowing them to have this manager. I'm sorry. And I've quite defended Gareth Southgate because I've always said, even though the football's not great, he can turn around and say World Cup semi-final, Euros final. That doesn't deserve to be sacked as an England manager. But the reality is now, you can't allow players like Bellingham, Foden, Saka, Sterling, Kane. You can't allow players of that quality to be managed by a manager like this. He's not getting the best out of these players at all. I think if he was to leave England, I don't think any decent Premier League club would want him. And I think this needs to be his last tournament. I honestly do. I don't think he's a good enough coach to take this team to the next level. I think they need a modern-day attacking manager that lets this team loose. And this team could win the World Cup under the right manager. But under this manager, I just don't see it happening. Southgate makes Conte's tactics look exciting. He does. He is. It feels like he's playing park the bus football. You know, you got a front three of Rashford, Kane, and Phil Foden. Long ball there by Maguire. I mean, England are playing direct 60-yard long balls from Harry Maguire. I mean, is this Stoke City I'm watching? Like, unbelievable. Honestly, I'm not joking, people. That USA versus Iran game is better than this. I'm turning over for a minute. Adams fouls him there. Every time I turn over, something's happening. Free kicks, yellow cards, arguments. That game's got drama in it. I don't know what this game's got. Ish, I did see it. I was talking about it today. Big up Sebs in the comments who sent it me, man. R9 and Rodrigo. For anyone who hasn't watched that, I just love that video. R9 is interviewing Rodrigo. And at the end of the interview, Rodrigo rubs R9's legs and then rubs his own leg as if to say, you know, give me the power out of your legs. Give me the magic. That's the kind of respect, man. Yeah, you know anyway. People understand. He was different. That guy was built different. Which manager do you think England should hire? This is the question. We were talking about this yesterday. I just get this impression that England want an English manager. You know, they've tried it the last few times, but I just don't know if there's an English manager there that's... Oh, here's a chance. Shots blocked. Oh, the football's horrible. Rashford, he's got about 8 players on him. Oh, my days. Bellingham, corner to England. I mean, Eddie Howe, Graham Potter. I don't think Potter's going to want to leave Chelsea. That's a massive job. And I just don't think Eddie Howe would want to leave Newcastle. So, yeah, I don't think there's an English manager out there. And I'm not sure they'd even want the job. I don't think I would. If you're a club manager like Graham Potter, who's come up through the ranks and you've ended up at Chelsea, I don't think you're going to leave Chelsea to take the England job, although it is a big honour to be given the England job, so maybe. But I think they're going to have to go with a foreign coach. I don't think there's an English coach. There was talk of Poch. I think Poch would be good because of the previous rivalries between England and Argentina. Would they allow that? A lot of politics in the English game, you know, so... Yeah, we'll have to see. MJ said it's actually a crime how good R9 was. Yeah, it was. Listen, I've spoken about him a lot in recent days, but I think he would rip this generation to bits when you look at the level of defenders. Like I was saying yesterday on the stream, defenders, they can't even really tackle that much nowadays. Football is borderline a non-contact sport at times. You know, with VAR, everything looks worse in slow motion. You know, a tackle, what probably looks okay, you slow it down, you go, oh, that looks quite bad and all. You know what I mean? He would ruin these guys. He was ruining man like Maldini and Cannavaro and Nesta and Rio Ferdinand, you know. Different level, man. But hey, the biggest result for the World Cup for me is getting all our players back uninjured. So I was looking at this. This is the first day that one of the groups has finished. So obviously Holland, Senegal, Ecuador, Qatar. We don't have any players in that group. Obviously tonight, England, USA and Wales and Iran. We've got England and America, but they're the top 2 at the moment. So again, we wouldn't be getting any of our players back. Tomorrow, Poland, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico. I don't think we got any players there. And then France are already through, so Saliba ain't going nowhere. Where else have we got? Japan are second in their group. But they play Spain. So they may go home. And Brazil are through. So and Partey's the other one. But at the moment they're second. So at the moment, all of the Arsenal players are going to go through to the next round where they're placed in the group at the moment. So yeah, I'm not too happy with that. I like the players doing well and getting confidence, but I always said, especially the guys who are playing for teams that you know are just not going to win the World Cup, then I don't mind some of them coming home early, get them back. Here come England, left-hand side, Luke Shaw, block, and not a very good cross. Chris said, if R9 played in the Premier League, how much goals do you think he would score? I mean, I think Haaland this year, if he stays fit, I think he can break the Premier League record, which is, 34, 36, something like that. Haaland will break the record if he stays fit. He's already got about 19 league goals. I think R9 would score more than Haaland. I think he'd score more than Haaland. Most of Haaland's goals are 8 yards out, and probably De Bruyne's put it on a plate for him. With R9's pace and skill, I genuinely think he could score 40 goals in the Prem. You put him in that Man City team, forget it. But listen, it's hard to say because different generations, different style of football. Corner whipped in for England, up in the air. Danny Ward collects it. We've got 5 minutes added on. The game has been an absolute stinker. 32 by Salah. Yeah, I think Haaland. Is 32 the record? Why did I always think it was 34? We might as well have a look because this game ain't saying nothing. Premier League goal record. Because I know there's 2 different records, isn't there? Yeah, you're right. 34 by Andy Cole, but that was in the 42 game season, and 32 by Mo Salah. Now, Haaland has already got Haaland's stats. So 32 is the record. And Haaland's already got 18, and he's only played 13 games. So he's got 25 league games to go. I mean, if he stays fit, he smashes that record to bits. I think he'll get close to 40 goals this season. He may even get 40 if he stays fit. So, yeah, for me, he'll break that record with ease. Imagine R9 in the Invincibles team. Crazy. It's mad. People crying for Foden. He's playing crap. I got to be honest, and this one thing I'm going to say. I was not saying play Phil Foden right wing. I think he can play right wing for Manchester City because they all interchange and move. So you start right wing, but you end up drifting inside anyway. Long throw here, by the way, for Wales. And he takes it short. They're going to throw this one into the box. Here's a chance for Wales here. Shot high and wide. That's their first half-decent chance of the half. Foden, for me, should have been playing in the 10 role where Mason Mount's been playing. But England have looked horrible in this first half. Honestly, man, I'm Roblox said, oh, my God, I'm about to fall asleep. The comments are keeping me awake. This is a horrendous game of football. Joe Allen shoots over. The America game looks far better. I've just turned over America on the attack. Will they get a second goal before half-time? America, Pulisic gave them the lead. Such a bad game. And the half-time whistle goes, wow. I mean, this is why, I'll be totally honest. This is why I don't do all the watch-alongs in the World Cup, because when you've got games on like this, you're sitting there thinking, what on earth am I watching here? Like, honestly, I'd rather watch a cartoon on. I'd rather just go on Cartoon Network. Cartoon Network. What's on? Apple and Onion. I'd rather watch this than watch England. England is genuinely like watching paint dry. They are that bad. Dial Square said, I've just woke up. What's happened? Nothing at all. I think the most exciting thing in that half was, and it's not even a good thing, Rashford gave Nico Williams concussion. That was absolutely horrendous. Southgate's got to go, I'm sorry. He cannot be given this generation. He can't be given this generation of football, man. Absolutely shocking. They're so boring to watch. It's unbelievable. But anyway, I appreciate everyone tuned in. 1,000 of you locked in. And I hope you're still awake, by the way. Because they have been absolutely horrendous. If they manage to get far in this competition, I'll be shocked. Because I don't know. I always say in football, form is something you can't turn on and off. You can't play bad, then bad, and then all of a sudden just go, oh, yeah, we're going to come to life. They have no style. They have no philosophy. It's dreadful to watch. Apparently, America just score is disallowed. They're in the 51st minute. All this time added on. Managing to stay awake is the biggest thing right now. Machiavelli said, Curtis, I don't think that French team has been properly tested when you compare it with what Brazil faced against Switzerland. I hear you on that. I mean, the French, and that's half time in that game as well. I mean, when you look at the French and the group, I mean, who's in the French group? Who have they actually beaten? They've beaten Denmark, though, who are not a bad team, really. So I have to give them a little bit of credit, but I'm telling you now, right? I'm saying this now. England, at the moment, they're winning the group. They play Senegal. They're going to struggle against Senegal, in my opinion. I think they're going to struggle against Senegal. Ismaila Sarr, Koulibaly, Mendy in goal, pace, physical presence. I genuinely think England will struggle. They are lucky that Sadio Mane is not in that team, because if Mane was playing for Senegal, I'd go as far to say they might be favourites. It doesn't matter how good that England team is on paper. If they play like this, they might as well book their flights home now. They'll be home in 4 days. They'll be done. It's strange. It's strange. I don't understand. When I watch England play, I'm confused. Ant said, I've got Senegal winning. Jamal said, lucky that Mane is injured. If Mane was fit, I think they'd say that they were the favourites. Jay Mystery said, Senegal will be physical and destroyers. Southgate about to negatively draw every game and win on penalties. Trust the process. Listen, we've seen it happen before. Remember Portugal when they won the Euros? Just draw, win on penalties, draw, win on penalties. And then the final, they nicked it in extra time. It can happen. Teams can do that, play boring football, draw games, win in extra time. Chris said, Curtis, expect disappointment and you won't be disappointed. I mean, the thing is, I try and be optimistic. When you look at that England team on paper, they should be able to play better than this. But the problem is you need a manager that can connect it all together. These guys, a lot of them don't play in the same team. They need to come and connect, and they just don't when they play for England. I don't know what they need to do, but I just don't think this manager is the answer. It's so bad. It's so bad. Who's your ideal England manager? Ideal world, you've got to say Pep Guardiola, in my opinion. I think you've got to go Pep Guardiola. Or maybe Jurgen Klopp. One of those two. But obviously, they're not going to take the England job. Just for the style of football. But looking at managers that may be available, I mean, Poch is one that I would be interested in. I just don't know if the politics in England would allow them, it's political in England, isn't it? Would they go for an Argentinian manager? Arsene Wenger. Thing with Wenger now, he's been out of the game for so long. Has he got that hunger and determination to manage again? But we'll have to see. I think Poch would be good. Thomas Tuchel, would England give the job to a German manager? And there's a lot of politics over here. McLaren was the worst. Yeah, he was all over the place. Curtis, off topic. Honestly, I didn't think you've come far on the YouTube game. I remember those shortcut uploads. Nearly 60k subs. You should be proud of yourself. Inspired me massively. Respect. Hey, big up Assassin, man. Listen, you all got to start somewhere. I think somebody said in the comments today. Let me go back through the comments, actually. Somebody commented today saying they've started a channel. I can't even see the comment now. Who was it? Somebody said in the comments that they'd started. I'm not sure it was. If you're watching, then throw it in there. Stephen Gerrard. Yeah, of course. I mean, there'd be good interviews, and Darren Farley would have lots of good content. How long ago did you start? I think 2.5 years now we've been going. 2.5. So, yeah, man, it's changed, that's for sure, from the short car uploads on the car and then moving into the house. Patrick Vieira for the England job. They don't need a tactical mastermind. They need inspiration. What's interesting is that there are some national teams that get club managers to manage them because they don't manage that often. So could England go to somebody like Pep Guardiola and say, listen, there's a big bag of money, right? Just do it in your spare time when you're not managing Man City. But the only problem with that is they say that Pep is obsessive about football. They say he works 7 days a week. So he puts so much into Man City. Would he be able to dedicate some of his time? Probably not. Don Arsenal TV. It was me, Curtis. I started a channel. Big up yourself, bro. Go and check him out. You know, we got to support the community as well. And just purely from the comments, and obviously a lot of you I've met on the member streams, that I'm telling you, there's people in here who can definitely start channels. So big up yourself. Big up Darren, who said the growth on this channel is epic. Big up Curtis in the community. I'll name this account, said, would you want Cruz to play for England or Jamaica? Listen, whoever, man. Playing international level is a massive honour. So either one I would be happy with. But I just hope that England aren't playing football like that, because you can't thrive in that system. Anthony said, been watching England in tournaments since Italia 90. I don't think we've ever topped our group with maximum points and been convincing in every group match. It is the history of the England. You know the thing with me, Ant, right? Like, I don't even mind if England are a little bit, you know, pragmatic in the group, but we kind of knew that, listen, once it gets to the knockout stage, they're going to come to life. But it kind of doesn't even go that way. Like, I watched Brazil the other day and I thought, Brazil didn't look great. But in my head, I just feel like when Brazil get to the quarterfinals and semi-finals, these countries start to turn the heat up. You know, the big boys turn up. Neymar's and your Mbappe's and, you know, your Ronaldo's, Messi's. But with England, I don't feel like that. I'm not sitting here thinking, you know what, when we get to the quarterfinals, mate, Harry Kane's going to rip this tournament apart. Like, I just don't see that. I don't see it. And we've got no style of football. I think that's the problem. Wasim said, big up Curtis, I've just woken up from that snore fest. I mean, honestly, I hope this second half is better, because if it's like that, it may be the first ever sleep along that I do on this channel. Press record on your phone settings. Listen, and I'm not going to go off topic too long, but I always say, I was of that same belief, right? I delayed starting my channel for months and months and months, because my thing was, I need the best camera, I need the best green screen, I need an amazing laptop, I need brilliant lighting, I need everything. I want to look like, you know, I want it to look like television from the get-go. Listen, you realize straight away, none of us are experienced in YouTube, and you're learning on the job. So ultimately, get your mobile phone out and press record and just see how it goes. Because the camera quality on phones nowadays is pretty decent anyway. So you don't need all that equipment from the start. If you've got the money and the time, yeah, go for it. But if not, just press record, man, standard. Messi hasn't turned up. What a bore. He had a good moment in the last game. I can't lie. I enjoyed that one. Pat said, big up to America if we make it into the next round, because we are the consummate underdogs in any international soccer competition. Listen, and we were talking about this the other day. I'm surprised that American soccer, I'll do you the honor, hasn't taken off, because the country's so big. You've got so many people there from different nations who live there, and you would have thought there would be unbelievable talent over there. I don't know how they're managing the MLS. You know, I know they put a wage cap in, and I think that's stopping them from signing a lot of big players. But yeah, I'm really surprised that football hasn't taken off bigger over there. So it doesn't surprise me that America are qualifying from this group, because I think they are better than Wales. So yeah, I'm not surprised. You got to start somewhere. Just start 100%. I think Enrique is the only great manager at the Euros. Flick maybe, the others are all Southgate. I do think Deschamps is a little bit better than Southgate. I do think he gets away with it a little bit, in the sense that he's got so much individual brilliance. I think he's probably a good motivator, Deschamps. Some managers are tacticians, some are motivators. The great ones can do both. Um, but yeah, I don't think there are many great managers in this competition. Big up Big C in the community. True talk about not waiting to start your channel. I was the same, to be honest. It's all progression. Work with what you have. 100%. Come on, you Gunners as well. Big up everyone tuned in, man. Amazing support. 1,000 people locked in for a snore fest of a game, to be honest. Van Gaal's won the lot, yeah. I mean, listen, he was a legendary manager. I don't think he's a top manager now. Would you take Duvan Zapata? I remember watching him a couple of years ago in the Champions League, and I was like, I felt like I was watching like a born-again Didier Drogba. And I remember Googling him and thinking, how old is he? And he was about 30 at the time, I think. And I thought, that's the only thing that's going to cost him getting a big move. Yeah, he's 31 now, nearly 32. Is he putting up numbers this year? He's having a bad season, actually. Only got 1 goal in 9 games, got 10 last year. Listen, if you could get him cheap, I'd take him for a short, maybe year, 2 years. Curtis Deschamps is better than Southgate, far better, even with the same amount of talent at their disposal. Football is an expensive sport to play in the US. It's surprising that. Akunde said, Curtis, I live in Maryland. No one plays football here. They only play in a few states. So he just hasn't taken off over there then. France have an exceptional pick of players. Lots of very good technical players. BY said American football, basketball, baseball, hockey are more popular in the USA. Soccer is growing massively in the big cities. I hope it continues to grow, man. I really do. Joachim Love, is he in this tournament? I thought he was out of work now. I thought he was gone. Old ball sniffer. I thought, is he still? I thought he was out. Is he still? Oh no, I think he's still here. It's saying. I thought he was done and dusted. Bielsa, nah. I mean, listen, it would be entertaining, but they wouldn't go anywhere near him. More basketball courts than football pitches, just not accessible for most kids. See, I find that crazy. In big America, and they don't have many accessible football pitches. That's crazy. They're obviously not that serious about it. It is what it is. Could you imagine brothers choosing soccer over hooping in Harlem or Long Beach? I hear you. That's the thing, innit? It's just not that sport. People, second half is about to begin. George, yeah, we did speak. Yeah, man, Laurie is he's recovering, people. Hopefully he'll be out. I believe they're talking about end of the week, early next week. I've been communicating with him, so get well soon, Laurie. Second half's about to begin, people. And it can't be any worse than the first half, that's for sure. Do you think the next World Cup? Surely, yeah. Do you know what? It's a great point. The next World Cup's in America. So surely that gives it a massive lift when they see all these fans coming from around the world. And hopefully America have got a decent team as well. AC said rich kids in the USA play soccer. So it doesn't seem like, from what you're telling me in the comments, that it's an easily accessible sport for people who don't have a lot of money. Which is something that I've always liked about football in England, is that, poor kids can play football as long as you can find a team that's close to you. But you find in England, there are football pitches all over the place, We've got football pitches all over the place in this country and parks everywhere. And poor people can make it in this country, which I think is the beauty of football over here. The sleep along resumes. Night lad says, hey, bro, I'm telling you. I could be asleep. Football is a poor man's sport in the rest of the world. As long as you've got access to pitches all over the place, then you're good to go, aren't you, really? Second half is underway. I think Brennan Johnson, the Forest player, has come on for Wales. Did he come on there? I just seen him standing up on the touchline. Wow. Gareth Bale comes off at half-time. That is unbelievable. I'm assuming he's injured. No soccer fields in the hood. Yeah, man, of course not. They're going to have a basketball court or whatever. They ain't going to have a football pitch. It's probably the issue in America. Sultan said the US Federation doesn't provide support for lower income kids. Poorer kids play football but aren't picked by the Federation. It's always politics within certain countries, isn't it? But I can tell you for sure in England, I know a lot of poor kids who've made it, which is the beauty of it, Curtis, you should get Franny on a stream, 100%. I spoke to him yesterday, actually. He's just fully in this crypto zone at the moment with his other channel. And I think he probably, his belief is that is where he can earn the money, So, but he'll be back. I'll definitely get him on. I'm going to try and get him on next week. I knew this girl that came to play football over in Nottingham from America and play for Forest. Yeah, there you go. Maybe more people coming from America to England to play. Curtis, you're managing England in the World Cup final against Jamaica. Who wins? Listen, if I'm managing, we're winning. Because I'll be like a Pep. Well, I am on Football Manager anyway. Let's put it that way. Don't need a pitch, though. Jumpers for goalposts is the global remedy. I feel that in the USA, they favour above-the-waist games. Football is below. Yeah, I hear you on that. I've always got this impression. I was speaking to people about this when I went to Florida, and they were saying in America they prefer to play, sports with their hands, even boxing and like you said, basketball and baseball and stuff. Politics most of the time in Canada and the USA. Mick says more girls play than boys in the US. Bale didn't do anything in this tournament. Wales lost this against Iran. I mean, he scored... what did he score? A penalty? Scored a penalty, I think, and that's it. I'm assuming Bale's injured. I don't think Wales would take him off, but... I'm just typing in here. What are they saying about Bale? Was he injured? Or is it just a tactical change? Gareth Bale at half-time, I'm going to play golf. Man said, get me off. I'm going to get a round of golf. It doesn't say whether he's injured or not. Anyway, free kick to... man said he's flying out to Dubai early so he can get an early tea time. Free kick to England, 25 yards out. And Rashford is over the ball this time. It's knuckleball time. His last shot gave Nico Williams concussion. He shoots. Oh! Marcus Rashford knuckleballs it into the top corner. Not only has he fed half the kids in this country, he has smashed one into the top corner. That is an absolutely brilliant goal. What a goal by Rashford. Cristiano Ronaldo technique. Top corner. I told you about Rashford, people. Get him to the carpet. What a finish that is, by the way. That's special. Take nothing away from that. That is a special free kick. And I'm delighted for him because, I rate him highly. He's copied Ronaldo's technique and smashed it into the top corner. Wow, what a goal that is. No keeper in the world saves that. Absolutely outrageous. Knuckleball. Do you know what? It looks like he does the side foot knuckleball, like jeez, look at the boots. Side foot knuckleball, what Drogba used to do against Arsenal. That's wild. Big C, I've always rated him. Yeah, everyone's coming to town now. Oh, yeah, I told you about Rashford, I said for a long time, he just needs a proper coach. England won. Oh, I've put the wrong one here. England won. Wales 0. Marcus Rashford. Get him to the carpet. Here come England again. Ball whipped into the back post. 2-0 to England. 2-0 Phil Foden. Wow. Like London buses, two come at once, people. Ball crossed into the back post. Phil Foden and Wales start the engine. They're on their way home. England flying. I've always rated this England team, I'm telling you. They just needed their orange juice and a Jaffa cake at half time. They needed some energy. England 2, Wales 0. Phil Foden gets the goal. He actually has been quite poor in that first half, but he gets the goal. And England, this game is done and dusted. They're heading to the knockout stage. They will play against Senegal. Wales tried to play out from the back. Terrible there. Gets to the byline. Ball whipped in. Back post. 6 yards out. Not even 6 yards out. Look at Ben Davies, Tottenham player. Spursing it up all over the place. Harry Kane, his Tottenham teammate, gets the assist, drills it. That's a fantastic ball by Kane. That gap between the defender and the goalkeeper, you can't defend it. Foden taps it in, back post, 4 yards out. England 2, Wales 0. Jason said, are club managers allowed to manage international? I know they have done in the past. Maybe they're not allowed. Right, people, I should be back. I should be back. Apologies. I don't know what happened there. My laptop just turned off. The charger was in. I don't know what happened, people. Apologies. We're back. We're back. I don't know what the hell happened there. My laptop just turned off out of nowhere. We're back again, people. We're back again. You can all hear me good and well now. I love this stream in front of the Emirates. Man said halftime, so it could have been just end the stream, Dave. You held it down in the comments, though, people. I can't lie. Eddie cut the Ethernet cables. He heard the slander and got me out. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, my screen just went blank and it just shut down on me. I don't know what happened. McDonald's Wi-Fi. I'm telling you, it's not even the Wi-Fi. I might need a new laptop if it carries on like that. But we're back, people. England 2-0 up. I didn't even tweet about the Foden goal. So let me get the tweet out. Foden 2-0. Game over. England. Oh my days! Trent is getting around. And you know, England. England. This is how you know England are flying when he's getting game time. Calvin Phillips coming on as well. We need a right winger instead of left. Competition for Saka. We need a right. Yeah, 100%. But is that Mudryk a left winger or a right winger? Kyle Walker's coming off. Who's coming on? Kane's off. No goal again for Kane. Kane, Walker, and Rice off. Trent. Give one of the Arsenal boys a run out, man. Phillips. I'm assuming Wilson's coming on. Yeah, Wilson. Still no goals for Harry Kane. Kane can't get a goal, man. Kane can't get a goal. He might not score the whole World Cup. Where's Ben White? Ben White can't seem to get a run out either, man. Is it fine now? People were saying it was breaking up. Is it all right? Hopefully it's all right. Big C, Mudryk or Gakpo? See, Gakpo looks like he's got more goals in him. You know, I think Gakpo eventually will be a striker. Where Mudryk is an out-and-out winger. So I'm not sure. I think... I haven't seen enough of Mudryk, so it's a hard one. Oh, Ben White is injured, right? Fair enough. Curtis, if Rashford comes to Arsenal, would you drop Saka or Martinelli? Remember, he's not a 10. And listen, it's just go to war, man. You know what I mean? I can't even say, like, I'll drop this guy for him or I'll drop him for him. It's, listen, you got if you're a left winger, then it's UV Martinelli, you know? Wow, he actually did the side foot knuckleball like Drogba used to do against Arsenal. That's an unbelievable free kick. Ben White's ill. Steph said, Curtis, there's a girl in one of my classes that he finds attractive. Help me make my move. C unit. Listen, man, boy, I don't know, you know, you just gotta drop some game, you know. Say, oh, come here, man, let's have a chat and just, you know, run your game. But yeah, man, I don't want to give you advice in case it goes wrong, you know, but you just got to make that move. Make the move. That's like I said, you know, start your channel, you got to start. You want it, go and make the move, you know. Big C in America, you have to go college to make it to the top. So you got to kind of, because I know a lot of them, you have to do like the scholarship and then get drafted and all of them things, you know. So yeah, maybe it's difficult. Man said the love doctor. Just tell her your friends with Big C. Yeah, just tell her we read out your comments on here, you know. Tell her you're from C Unit. You know, like we're saying, you go in the shop, say C Unit, you get a discount, you know. Tell her we'll shout her out on here for you. There is actually rumours Arsenal want to swap Martinelli plus cash for Mbappe. Oh, come on, man. They're not going to do that. They're going to... You see the lengths they went to keep Mbappe at the football club. He's on £1 million a week. We'd have to sell our training ground to get Mbappe. Umang said, Big C, will there be a Blood Brothers season 3? I haven't heard nothing about it. I can't lie. I never heard anything about it. I think those two Blood Brothers series, they took a lot of work to do for the people behind the scenes. Even though I thought it was really entertaining, but they took ages to do. You know, the series 2 took like nearly a year to get through all the games. Something they should have been able to do much more quickly, but yeah, I don't know. It would be good if they did. C-Unit discount codes, man. AC said Senegal are beating England. It'll be interesting. You know, this performance has not been great. But ultimately, if England win this game 2-0, you're going to turn around and say, well, Wales haven't done anything in this game. Bale got dragged off at half-time, and they've won 2-0, maybe 3-0 if they score again. And it looks like Southgate's done his job. Because in reality, you look at it like this. They didn't concede against America. They didn't concede so far against Wales. They conceded 2 goals against Iran, which they shouldn't have really. Oh, terrible tackle by Ramsey there on Henderson. Oh, yeah. I mean, honestly, he could have broke his ankle. That's a terrible challenge. Jurgen Klopp will be absolutely furious seeing that challenge on... Is Henderson Liverpool captain? I think he might be. Starter Kurt. Oh, dear. You have to say, I always rated you. Done deal. Yeah, exactly. Done deal then. But yeah, man. Southgate will turn around and say, listen, they've handled the group well, even though from the outside we're saying, well, they were boring. he'll say it's tournament football and they've been efficient. Henderson's back up. He's wearing the armband. Ramsey don't look too bothered either. He's had a poor tournament, by the way, Ramsey. I haven't noticed him at all in this tournament. Yeah, Klopp's definitely grinding his teeth together right now as he sees Henderson laid out on the floor. That is an awful challenge. Henderson's back on his feet. I cannot believe Trent is getting a run out for England. I always said, man, Southgate seems to have something against him. Ramsey did get a yellow card for that. Wales have been absolutely awful in this game, by the way. Man said go up to us and say, I've always rated you. Shameless setting. End the stream, Dave. You've pulled. Oh, dear me. Prime Mascherano, Prime Kante, or Makaleli? I mean, Makaleli was iconic. I feel like Kante was almost the evolution of Makaleli, you know. Makaleli would sit in front of the back four and protect, where Kante covers every blade of grass on the football pitch. I feel like Prime Kante was unbelievable. But Makaleli was an icon as well. Not Mascherano. Mascherano was good, though. Kante or Makaleli, it depends what... They were totally different players, you know. Mascherano was good, but Makaleli made it look effortless, you know. He just used to jog and take the ball off you. Kante covered every blade of grass. Difficult one. Maybe you got to go Makaleli. But I did love N'Golo Kante as well. Top player. We should have signed him. Most players leave Arsenal during their prime and flop. Look at Ramsey and Nasri. Ramsey made a mistake. He was greedy. You know, a lot of people rave about Aaron Ramsey at Arsenal. I was never the biggest fan of him. I think he's hugely inconsistent. He had great moments. He was a moments player. FA Cup final, big moments. People forget he was offered a new contract and he left for money. And he didn't work out. And his career's flopped now. He's at Juve, hardly played, picked up a big bag of money. Who sang that song, actually? Looking like a bag of money. I think that was Rick Ross, wasn't it? But yeah, he went for the bag. And look, his career's a myth now. He's in the French league, not really doing much. So yeah, man. Nasri did win a Premier League title, but then it went downhill real quick. But yeah, like you said, Akara, he earned 400 grand a week, so his bank account probably says that it wasn't a mistake. He might say, you know what, you think it's a mistake, but I've got about 8 million in the bank, so it is what it is. And some footballers genuinely aren't that bothered about playing football. I've met many footballers over the years who've said, listen, you know, I play football because I'm good at it. I don't actually love it that much. And there are a number of players like that. So maybe you don't care. Trippier comes on for Luke Shaw at left back. I would like to see Maddison come off the bench. I can't lie. Is there any other England player on the bench? People saying Ben White. So Ben White's ill. He's not going to bring on Ramsdale, although he could. Saka. I think Saka. Maybe just give Saka a rest for this game. There's no one. Yeah, I'd like to see Maddison come on. Man like Claude used to have 90 rated on Pro Eva. Yeah, like somebody just said there, they don't call it the Makaleli role for nothing. He definitely was the one who invented that role. Kante is more mobile, gets involved more like a defensive box-to-box. Makaleli was a pure anchor DM. You're right. They were different. You know, Makaleli did just sit and protect. He had SEN, Frank Lampard. They did a lot of running, where Kante just never stopped running. Alex Song went to Barca for the bag, said it straight up. Listen, I don't mind it. I don't mind it. You know, what I always say is it makes me laugh when they go somewhere like and go, oh, I've always dreamed of playing in China. And you're like, have you really? Or have you dreamed of the £300,000 a week that they're playing you? You know, I remember Robbie Keane. Every club he signed for, it's a dream to come here. I'm like, bro, you've had a lot of dream clubs. That's why I respected Oscar, you know. When Oscar left Chelsea, man was like 25, left Chelsea, Brazilian international, went to China and said, listen, I'm done. Yeah, got dropped out of the Brazil squad. They never pick him. He said, I'm here for generational wealth. I'll stay here for a long time as well. I said, you know what? I respect that. Stop telling us it's your dream move. It ain't your dream move. You came there for the bag and I respect it. You know what I mean? You've only got one football career. Get paid, man. Why not? You have to respect the grind. Not everyone loves their job. A lot of people are in that job just to make money, you know, and it is what it is. Madrid selling Makelele was one of the most shocking decisions I've ever seen, said Chris. Listen, Madrid are different to anybody, man. Madrid, they sold Arjen Robben like he was nobody. Look what he did at Bayern Munich. They dashed beer players, you know. Wesley Schneider, I always thought he was a top baller as well. They just dashed him like he was nothing. It's Real Madrid. They can do it. Smokey, thank you for the super chat. Pep Guardiola, best DM of all time. No, not for me. Not the best DM. I think there's been better DMs than him. Is Rashford in the penalty area? Lift your head. Give it him, Rashford. So greedy, but he scores! Marcus Rashford with his second. Bring him to the carpet. I'm telling you, people. Bring him to the carpet. You know what? He was very greedy there. I was going to say, if he doesn't score this, he's going to get a lot of criticism. But he scores, and all of a sudden, Marcus Rashford, you're talking about golden boot debate in one game. Goalkeeper didn't cover himself in glory there, but Marcus Rashford with his second. And I'm delighted for him. You know, I like Rashford. I think he gets an unfair amount of criticism. He's definitely onside. Great ball into the channel. And he's away on the right-hand side. Cuts inside the defender. And he had a clear pass on there. Does well, though. Steps across him on his left foot. Drills it hard and low. Goalkeeper gets nutmegged. I mean, it's terrible goalkeeper. And let's be real. The goalkeeper's had a nightmare there. It's hit the inside of his leg and gone in. Oh, it's awful goalkeeping. He's stuck in concrete. But Marcus Rashford with his second. Heard Rashford was working hard during the summer, man. Big up. Yeah, man. For some reason, Rashford, I think, gets unfairly criticised. You know, I don't know why. I think he's a talented player. Really talented. The lawyer's eating good tonight. Hey, we're chilling tonight, man. You know what I mean? My drink's pretty much done. But yeah, we're chilling tonight. Rashford tax, people. Go for the golden boot, Rashford. What will be interesting now is because Rashford has scored 2 goals, there's going to be pressure on the manager to start him in the next game. Yeah, you're right. My clock is 10 minutes behind because it restarted to half time, so we turn it off. We're in the 70th minute now anyway. Drop Sterling or Saka. I think one of them two will get dropped. I think one of them will get dropped. Listen, if I'm Rashford, I come into that team, smash a knuckleball free kick top corner and then drill one bottom bins. Well, not bottom bins, through the keeper's legs. He's got to start the next game. That's just the reality. So, yeah, I think you will probably see Saka or Sterling get dropped. Big up my brother Fran in the chat. He said, them man who said Trashford, educate your damn self. Put some respect on his name, man. He's a good player. Good player, I'm telling you. There's players who are higher rated than him who haven't done what he's done when you look at the numbers. And he's done well tonight. Big up Fran. I hope you're well, brother. Make sure you go and follow his channel, people. Francis Green is the name of his crypto channel if you want to follow him on there. Obviously, he's on FFTV for his football channel as well. And I definitely want to try and get him on here next week if we can. Anthony said, yo, Big C, Arsenal would be nasty if he came to... I'm telling you, man. I've said it for a long time. I would take Rashford at Arsenal. I'm tweeting it. They won't like that on Twitter. Twitter's different. Twitter's a jungle, you know. I'll just tweet it and won't even look at the replies. Marcus Rashford. Nah, man. Go easy on him, man. Is it Fran that rates Eddie? Nah. I can defend him. He definitely don't rate Eddie, man. USA have a free kick. Yo, I actually haven't even checked out the USA game. Oh, we could have a chance here for England. Here's Wilson. Rashford could be on for a hat-trick here. Give it him. Rashford for the hat-trick. Oh, saved at the near post. Very unselfish, though, there from Wilson. I thought Wilson would have gone for goal there. Yeah, that'll cause a meltdown on Twitter. They'll be like, ah! They'll just shout, you know. Rashford against better opposition, though. But listen, he scored 2 against Arsenal this season. You know, you create chances for him. Who's taking out all the crypto bosses? Yeah, man, they're all over the place. Curtis Rashford was also last season and barely even ran during the games. What made the form continue? Listen, it happens. It happens, unfortunately. When you're playing in dysfunctional teams as well, which Man United were last season, people's form drops. Look at Bruno last season. He looked awful as well. And yet, people are saying he's been one of the best players in this World Cup. Fran said, Eddie the Eagle, not Nketiah. Fran definitely don't rate Eddie, man. Trent and Rashford on a mad thing. Let's see if we can get another goal. England winning 3-0, and all of a sudden, and this is what I'm saying, football changes quickly, man. At half-time, I'm sitting here saying, England look awful, they're boring, I'm half asleep. Second half, he's going to turn around and say, Gareth Southgate, he's going to say, scored 6 goals in the first game, didn't score in the second, and we've scored 3 goals. Have we scored 9? I thought we scored 6 in the first game. Why are they saying on this website that we scored 6. So, 9, sorry. 9 goals. 9 goals in 3 games and conceded 2. Plus 7 goal difference, which looks fantastic on paper. So, and this is the interesting thing. At half-time, you would have sacked Gareth Southgate. By the end of the game, you probably give him a 2-year extension. Mark said Wales get battered everywhere they go. Wales, I do remember that Wales famously celebrated when England got knocked out. I think it was it Euro 2016? So there is no love lost between England and Wales, that's for sure. I think Wales have been a really big letdown in this tournament. And they haven't shown much at all. Pep Teta said, big up Big C, I'm on holiday in Thailand. I talked to the owners of the Big C shopping mall to give you 10%. They said you owe them 10% as they started in 1970 and you wasn't born. Curtis Collins said, happy for Rashford. I'd definitely take him. 2-year extension now they've won. Men against boys, 100%. Wales, I said at the start of the game, I predicted 2-0, but I'd like to see England go and get a 4th here. And really let them know what's going on here. Rashford or Zaha? Do you know what, yeah? I would potentially take Rashford over Zaha. And you know I'm a big fan of Zaha. Just because, right, I'm looking at the dynamics. Rashford's 25, and I feel like he hasn't reached his full potential yet. Zaha's 30, and I just don't know if Arteta could manage Zaha, where I feel he could manage Marcus Rashford, you know? Like Fran said, Rashford is better for the dressing room. It's not, that one ain't necessarily about, I'd love Zaha, but I just think Arteta with Zaha, I'm not sure that adds up. And in fact, Rashford's just come off. Quality performance, Rashy, mate. That's why I put you on the green screen. He'll be disappointed. I have to admit, as a player, I was always disappointed being substituted on 2 goals, man. I'm like, man, let me try and score that hat-trick. But he comes off, and Mr. Calves has come on, Mr. Headband. Gucci Gang Grealish is on the pitch. And let's see how he gets on. Will be interesting. Will Saka be on the bench for England's next game? Because I think it's very difficult to drop Rashford after scoring 2 goals. So I reckon Saka could be the fall guy just because of what Sterling has done in the past. I kind of feel like Southgate will lean towards Sterling. Luke said Caicedo for 40 million or Declan Rice for 70. By the way, I think Rice will go to Newcastle or Liverpool. I mean, Newcastle, even though they're really on the rise, I just don't know if Declan Rice would make that move. I think Liverpool are going to need a midfielder in the summer. Oxlade-Chamberlain will leave. Arthur is injured on loan. Keita, I think, is out of contract. I think he'll probably go to Chelsea. He's a Chelsea boy, and he supports them. Kante's out of contract. Probably Chelsea. Yeah, Ish said Rice to Chelsea, I think. Rashford won't leave Man United being a Manc born and bred. It's very difficult for them to leave there. Good save. Another chance. Rebound. Oh! Cleared off the line. Are England appealing for a penalty? Foden nearly scored there, but it goes wide. Bellingham and Foden. Little smile on their face there. Bellingham with the shot. It was deflected. Great save. He then crosses it in. And Foden puts it wide. Bellingham. Did Foden get to the second one? I think the defender kicks it off Foden's foot there. Rice is so overrated, it's scary. I'm not from England. I'm absolutely shocked with his price range. It's English tax, man. He's a hard work passion merchant, and they want 100 million for him. Imagine Bellingham in the Xhaka role. Oh, he'd be unreal. He'd be unreal. He's quick, silky, skillful. I would love to sign Bellingham. Maddison to Arsenal, good move. It's just what role do you play him in at Arsenal? I mean, I like Maddison. I would still take him, but does it make sense? You've got Odegaard, who's captain in a similar role. You've got Fabio Vieira, they just signed for 35 M's. Where do you play him? Who do you drop for him? I'm a big fan of Maddison. I don't cap. When Maddison and Odegaard were linked, I wanted Maddison more, and I said it. If we hadn't signed Vieira, I would definitely sign Maddison, but I don't think we need 3 players in that attacking midfield role. I think the money needs to be spent elsewhere. But I do like him. If Vieira was to leave, then yeah, I'll take him. I want cover for Partey, which I think they're going to look for. Graham Souness said Declan Rice is better than Casemiro. I mean, at that point, yeah, if I was the guy, the producer of that show, and I heard Graham Souness say that, I would mute his mic for the rest of the show. I wouldn't even tell him. I'd let him speak and just, we can't hear nothing. Because at that point, what more can he say? Like, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing at that point. Casemiro is like, how many Champions Leagues? Come on. It's ridiculous. Casemiro's world class for me. I think he is. I think he's one of the best DMs in the world. He transformed that Real Madrid midfield. As you said, I'd rather have Rice and Peas. It's got more flair, I'm telling you. It's got more flair about it than Declan Rice. Joe Allen's down. He's took a whack on the nose or something. I'm not sure. Best 3 DMs in the world. I would say Casemiro's got to be 1. Best 3 DMs in the world. Would you say Rodri's up there? I think Rodri's been pretty good for Man City. Can't even think of DMs. I would say Rodri, Casemiro. Who plays DM for Madrid? They haven't even really got one. Barca haven't. Oh, Kimmich. Yeah, Kimmich is very good. Kimmich is very, very good. I'm a big fan of him. Pedri, more of a ball player, I would say. Fabinho was in the conversation, but he's had a very bad season. So I would probably, Kimmich for me. Partey. I'd say Partey's more of a centre mid than a DM, though. Aidan said, Curtis, have you watched the R9 documentary? It's amazing. Greatest player of all time. Still incredible how he made that comeback in 02 after nearly 3 years out. Yeah, I started watching it. He's unbelievable, man. He's unreal. Thomas Partey's been levels. He's definitely up there. I'm just thinking, is Thomas Partey an out-and-out DM? I think he gets forward a bit more than Rodri and that. But you could put him in the conversation as a DM. I think he's more of a centre mid. Verratti, more of a ball player as well, I would say. But he's class. I like Verratti. Sambi Lokonga. Oh, yeah. Best ball boy of the season. Here's Jack Grealish. 9 minutes to go. I tell you what, it's been a much better second half. It's been bearable. The first half was absolutely horrendous. Second half has been much more enjoyable. 2 goals for Rashford and 1 for Phil Foden. 2 Manchester boys with the goal. Here's Jack Grealish into the area. Into Jude Bellingham. Oh, I tried the little nutmeg pass. It's blocked. I got to be honest. Wales have been absolutely shocking in this game. I mean, they took Bale off at half-time. I don't know whether that's an injury or not. Or he hardly touched the ball. Let's see what some of the comments said back to the Rashford one. He should be at Burnley, never mind Arsenal. Let's see what else. They said, in a heartbeat, I've said this. Now, a few people agree. Someone said, hell no. I mean, okay. It's interesting. Second half has been better since I put your commentary on over BBC. I mean, Mr. Kraut, you telling me you was listening to Jermaine Genius on commentary in the first half? You're doing me dirty there, man. Come on. You have to mute them when it's the wrong commentators. You know this. The FIFA president was booed. Trust me, man. That interview was always going to get him booed, man. Luke said, hey, Big C, I'm starting to rate that Danilo. I watched him in the FIFA Club World Cup final against Chelsea. He looks a real player. Well, interesting. I honestly haven't seen much of him. Am I the only one that thinks Grealish would be better as a number 10? Possibly. Yeah, I think he'd be better at a different club than Man City. I think he needs somewhere where they free him up a little bit. Free kick to Wales, about 25 yards out. Good opportunity. I think that's Wilson to take it. Busquets, yeah, he was brilliant at his time, for sure. He was unreal. Wilson with the free kick blocked by the England wall. That England wall did not look 10 yards away, but it is what it is. Watching CSTV is better than watching the actual game, to be honest. Big up Yemi, I appreciate that. Grealish back to Villa. I think he's on massive wages now, like 200 grand a week. Obviously, they paid 100 million for him, so I'm not sure Villa would be able to afford him. Here come Wales, left-hand side. They've hardly created anything in this game. They've been so poor up against Trent. Good to see Trent getting a run out for England, man. That's how easy they've been. Because you know Southgate don't like bringing him on. Oh, nearly. Wales with the shot. That is high and wide. That's landed probably in the middle of Cardiff city centre. Would you take Mitro at Arsenal? I like Mitrovic. Honestly, he's a bit of a battering ram, innit? He reminds me of an old school, big, physical striker. I like him. I think he'd be a good plan B for Gabby Jesus. And at the end of the day, we're not going to be able to sign a top quality striker if they're not coming in as first choice. So, yeah, for me, I would have taken Ivan Toney, but obviously he's got all this stuff going off with the betting, so he could actually be banned. So, yeah, Mitrovic as a second choice is a big upgrade on Eddie, that's for sure. Assassin said Curtis Ronaldo took over Old Trafford. His hat-trick had Rio Ferdinand looking like an amateur. Listen, man, I always said that for me, and I know I'm banging on every day about R9 Ronaldo, but I felt at that time Rio Ferdinand was possibly the best centre-back in the world. And this is Ronaldo, who's had a career-threatening knee injury, whose pace has probably dropped down from 97 pace to 87 pace. And he destroyed Rio Ferdinand like nothing I've ever seen. And got substituted, and Old Trafford just stood up and applauded brilliance, greatness. It was just phenomenal. Yeah. There was almost two Ronaldos in his career. It was like the one pre-knee injury that was explosively quick. And then after the knee injury, he got a bit bigger, but almost kind of more skillful, I felt, as well. He was just unreal. He was a joke. Gino, thank you for your super chat, bro. Really appreciate it. Kimani said, I'd take Mitrovic because he's shown he can be a threat in the Premier League. And I agree with that, because the first time Fulham got promoted, he scored a bag full of goals in the Championship. I was like, right, let's see if he can come to the Prem and prove himself. And he flopped. I don't think he even got 10 goals that season. Then they've gone down. He's broke the Championship record, scoring 40 goals or something. He broke Ivan Toney's record. Come to the Prem this year, he's got 10 goals already. So he's going to get 15 to 20 goals at least this season, which for a newly promoted team is top quality. So, yeah, man, I rate Mitrovic. I would take him. Broad said, I miss those days Madrid had Ronaldo and the Galacticos. It was unbelievable, the team they had. Here's a chance for Wales in the area. No space. That's a terrible shot. They've been horrible. Oh, no, he's always had the skill, 100%. R9 always had the skill. I just felt like at Madrid, because he wasn't as quick, he had to use the skill more, if you know what I mean. Bro, do you prefer an aggressive dog like Gattuso or a calm Xabi Alonso? Listen, I'm always going to prefer the silky ball playing centre mid over the dog who runs around, because they're just Zidane, Xabi Alonso, Pirlo, Xavi. These are the players that you want to watch play football. Let's be honest. You're not desperate to go and watch, tackling centre midfielders play, even though there is definitely an art form to it. But yeah, man. Malusi said, do you think Arsenal could revive Sancho's career? He's in trouble at the moment. I feel sorry for him in a sense because we were talking about one of the best young wingers in the world, I think, when he was at Dortmund, and it's just not happening for him. And I think I think Sancho's better on the left than the right. I think Man United signed him to play him right wing. It ends up that he's probably better on the left, and Rashford and Martial are probably ahead of him on the left. You've then got Anthony now on the right. I don't think Sancho starts for Man United when everyone's fit. So, I don't know. Maybe Ten Hag can get more out of him as time develops. Sakin said, for real, 100%. Great observation about R9. Both pre- and post-injury versions were the best in class and both quite different. 100%. He was a different player after the injury. You could see he wasn't relying on the speed as much. He was skillful before it, but the speed, the explosiveness, and then afterwards it was like, listen, I'm going to twist you up. I'm a bit more hench, bit stronger. Curtis, if R9 scored at Highbury or the Emirates, would the Arsenal fans have clapped greatness? It's difficult, innit? It depends on the circumstances, man. We don't like anybody when they score against us. Big C, have you noticed how many managers were midfielders during their career? That's a very interesting observation. Gerrard, Lampard, Vieira, Pep, Xavi, yeah, good one there. Xavi, a manager as well. It's a good point and they're all kind of ball-playing centre mids. Vieira, a little bit of both. He was all round, but I think notably people would say that position is you have to be very intelligent to play in that position. Zidane as well. Cruz reeling off the names for me here. Yeah, it's an intelligence position, isn't it? You got to be a thinker. You got to understand the game, read the picture around you. Mikel Arteta as well, man, it was a midfielder. So, yeah, I think that's what it is. It's the thinker's position, A lot of strikers, even though, listen, you've got to be a thinker all over the pitch, but strikers a lot of the time they play off instinct, pace, get in front of goal. In fact, I think as a striker sometimes it's easier when you don't have time to think. I think some of the best finishers are the ones where you're in front of goal, you don't have any time, and naturally you just finish. I think sometimes if you get the ball on the halfway line, you've got to run half the pitch and you're thinking. That's when it can get even more difficult. Callum Wilson does really well there. Shows good pace. We're in the 90th minute. How long are we going to have added on? Trent whips it in. They haven't shown how long's added on. Can we get another goal? 4 minutes added on, which is actually quite short in this World Cup. Rijkaard as well. De Boer. Joey Barton. Yeah, not sure he was a great manager. Rijkaard, it was strange how his career sort of disappeared, He did well at Barcelona. Yeah, the Cone man himself. Roy Keane, yeah, he didn't do great as a manager, did he? Apparently he was squaring up to players and stuff. That's the problem. Thierry Henry was doing that as well at Monaco. Sometimes when you've been such a legend of a player, I think it's probably quite frustrating to be a manager because you're like, you can't understand why they can't do what you could do. Oh, what a miss. Should have been a goal for England. John Stones, 6 yards out. Corner was whipped in by Foden. Maguire with the header. Flicked on by the Welsh player. Or was it Phillips? And Stones, he should score. 6 yards out. Left foot, side foot. And he has got good techers, John Stones, so I think he'll be quite disappointed that he missed that. Should have been 4. Gino, thank you for the super chat. Paulinho at Arsenal from Fulham. Do you know what? He's having a good season. He's having a very good season. I notice he hasn't been starting for Portugal, but he is in the squad. Ruben Neves, another one. You know, Wolves are bottom of the league. Would this be a good time to go and get him as well? In January. Chris said, who do you believe will have a better managerial career, Lampard or Gerrard? I mean, I think Lampard's struggling. I really do. He went to Derby, did okay, got the Chelsea job, wasn't ready for it. I don't think he's doing great at Everton. I think they'll sack him soon. But Gerrard's, I think I'll go for Gerrard, but I don't think either one of them at the moment are doing particularly great. I think Gerrard was always hoping, oh, they took the free kick too quick. I think Gerrard was always thinking, do well at Villa, stay there for a few years, and then when Klopp leaves, he gets the Liverpool job. I think he's gone off track now. I don't think that's going to happen. He needs to go somewhere else and rebuild his reputation. I saw a lot of things about Gerrard saying that tactically he's not great. He's more of a motivational manager, like, come on, you know, but not necessarily great with tactics. So I'll go for yeah, of course, Steven Gerrard. Luke said, Big C, did you ever really rate Higuain, or did Giroud and Sanogo make anyone look better? Higuain, we should have signed him. We all know, you know, we missed out big time on Higuain when he left Real Madrid. He went to Napoli and became a goal machine for about 4 years. We basically had the deal done, and then they put the price up and we didn't want to match it. So there was a long period of time where I felt Arsenal were messing up with strikers. When Van Persie left, that's great football there. Grealish, great run. If they score, can they score in England? Wow. No, Foden shoots, great block. There's about 4 players in front of him. It's cleared. There was a period where Arsenal were just like, you know, they signed Giroud. He was all right, but he shouldn't have been the main man. We needed somebody else. We signed, you know, Podolski, who I liked him as a character, but never really became the striker that we wanted. You know, Lucas Perez, who wasn't, you know, he wasn't the guy either. Danny Welbeck had potential, but was never the answer. You know, we bought 4, 5, 6 strikers. Sanogo, Shamak, all these strikers when they should have just bought one top quality striker and it would have dealt with everything, you know. Higuain, Suarez, Benzema we were linked with, you know. Is what it is. England have won, people. England have won the game by 3-0. Wales are out of the competition. Been a real shame for them, you know. First World Cup in, 54 years, I think? And they finished bottom of the group. They will be very disappointed, man. 3 games, 1 goal scored, which was the penalty against USA by Gareth Bale, and 6 goals conceded. They will be very disappointed with that, Wales. Really poor. But England go marching on. As I said at half-time, we'd have probably sacked Gareth Southgate. Now, all of a sudden, it looks like they've had a really good group stage. I mean, I'm just going to show the table before we get out of here. And then we'll get off. Let's just get the group up, and then we will round up. So England have won the group with a 3-0 win against Wales. 3 games, 2 wins, 1 draw, 9 goals scored, and 2 goals conceded, which were conceded against Iran. And you know what? I've just turned over. I'm going to stay on stream until this America versus Iran game finishes. They've got 9 minutes added on in that game, and they're in the 92nd minute. So just bear with me. I will stay on for another 7 minutes until that game is over. America still lead by 1-0, which obviously gets them through. If Iran were to equalize, they would actually go through. Would they go through, in fact? They get a point. Yeah, they would drop down. Yeah, Iran would go through if they draw. So still a lot to play for in this game. Elliot said, Curtis, I'm from Wales. Big up your channel. I'm absolutely fuming. I feel for the Welshman because, you know, all that time to qualify for a World Cup, probably Bale's last World Cup, and they've been very lackluster, you know. I think some of the team selections as well, you know, listen, from the outside, I'm looking at it going, you know, Brennan Johnson hasn't started a game there. He's in the Premier League. Should he have mixed it up a little bit? I'm not sure. Peter said, is it true you wore a Jovino jersey? I mean, never in a million years, mate. I could not stand him. Remember, Lille at the time had two wingers. One was Jovino, one was Eden Hazard. Chelsea signed Eden Hazard, we signed Jovino. Look at the difference. You were never going to see me wearing a Jovino shirt, that is for sure. I was fuming with him most of the time. Sam said, popped in to smash the like button. Bless up Big C and the community. Big up to everyone for tuning in. Really good second half. First half was pretty poor, but job done for England. Just looking ahead, England will play Senegal, of course, in the next round. I think that game's on Saturday, is it? Is it Saturday or Sunday? England will play on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. So obviously for the knockouts that start this weekend on... Do they start on Friday or Saturday? I think they start on Saturday, the knockout stage. So we're gonna have Holland against America as things stand, or it'll be Holland against Iran if they can equalise. And then England will be on Sunday at 7 o'clock against Senegal. Wales gave off them sentimental vibes. Yeah, Bale and them, man. Didn't happen for them, You can't just rely on sentiment and passion. America got a lot of energy in their team, and I think that's what's given them the better results. Last 16 it is, this one, last 16. So it'll be interesting. Senegal getting battered. It's funny, at half-time I was saying Senegal will fancy beating England. Now England have won that. You go, if England play like they did second half, England should beat Senegal. But I think it will be the hardest game of the competition so far, that is for sure. It's a much more difficult game than those three group games they've just had, in my opinion. Favourite Arsenal player at the moment? I would say Martinelli probably is my favourite at the moment. I've always been a big fan of him, and I just think he's starting to become that player that we hope he is. I think he's brilliant, and the fact he's even in that Brazilian squad, I think tells you everything about him as a player, because really he was the one who you thought might struggle to go to the World Cup out of our Brazilian players because of the quality that they've got on that left wing. So Martinelli for me at the moment. I think Thomas Partey's playing the best football of his Arsenal career as well. I really do. But I've always said Martinelli for me, I feel like can go to the top. Jesus says, Broads, I think with Jesus, I just want to see a few more goals. If I was really nitpicking at his performance as Gabriel Jesus, I'd like to see him score a few more goals. We have got 2 minutes to go in this game, people. 2 minutes to go. Iran throwing everything at it now. America defending. Remember, an Iran equaliser would get them through. 2 minutes to go. We're in the 97th minute. Mr. Krabby said Martinelli, Ben White and Xhaka. Jamal said most underrated player. It's Ben White. Curtis had Eddie and has got Eddie's shirts. No chance. Machiavelli said Saliba. Amberley said Saliba. Man's just special. You know what it is? I think I'm being an attacking player. I think I always end up favouring attackers, goal scorers, Josh said I want Weston McKennie at the carpet. Yeah, I was really impressed with him the other day. I would call your people. Listen, Juventus, it could be a January sale for them. Looks like they've got big financial problems going off. So maybe we can, maybe clubs can go and cherry pick a few players. Iran throwing everything at it, flicked on, back post. Oh, it's cleared off the line. They're appealing for a penalty. They're going crazy. What's going off? Oh, my days. Matt Turner got nutmegged there. He's in goal for America. It nearly went in. Wow. Long ball into the area. They're saying VAR. Man's letting the ball go out of play for a throw-in. Man's saying VAR. Late drama. What are they appealing for? A push, a handball? I mean, what are they looking for? Oh, does the guy pull him back? I can't see it from that angle. The Iran attacker, is he being pulled back? I mean, from that angle, there doesn't look like there's much in it. I got to be honest. The look on Matt Turner's face when he turned round then, they're going crazy for VAR. But I've got to be honest. Doesn't look like a penalty. No, the ref's saying play on, throwing. Get Chiesa to the carpet. Was he fouled here? Does he grab him? I don't think there's enough in that. I don't. He puts his hand on his shoulder. I don't see him pull his shirt or anything. The Iran game's on BBC Two, Sonny, so just move up one channel from where he was watching England. We're in the 99th minute, and there was 9 minutes added on. Because of that stoppage, maybe another minute. Long ball from Iran. They've got 4 or 5 players up there. America clear it. America are heading through. They've got a chance here. Through ball, surely. He could be in here. Oh, it's a terrible shot. That is absolutely awful. Awful finish. Iran keeper collects it, goes long. Long ball settings now. They're playing like Stoke. Yeah, it was never a pen. He was looking for it. They get the ball out wide. They should have everyone in the area now. I'm telling you, I wouldn't be happy with having 3 defenders on the halfway line. Just clip it into the box. Ball's whipped in. It's a terrible cross again. They're looking for a penalty and he's dived. And their full-time whistle has gone there. America have beaten Iran. They're devastated. And America advanced to the knockout stage. Honestly, that could be huge for the US, you know, and really give them a lift over there. What do you say about Musa? Listen, he was really impressive the other day against England. I would definitely have a look at him. But America advance. America will play against Holland on Saturday. That should be a decent game. And England play against Senegal on Sunday. So, listen, people, thank you very much for tuning in. Really enjoyed the second half. You carried me through the first half, which was an absolute snorefest. I'll be back tomorrow daytime. We'll do an Arsenal video tomorrow. A little bit of news going off around Arsenal today. So, we'll touch on that tomorrow. I'll be back around 20 to 3 UK time tomorrow. Poland against Argentina. They need a result to get through that group. So, obviously, it will be messy watch-along settings tomorrow, people. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like the video on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And I will see you all tomorrow, people. Take care, everyone. Bless.